Well, hello, folks. Welcome to Saturday evening with Ron Franklin, dinner music. That was a little bit of classical gas to start us off with. You may notice that we are in a different place today. We're actually just in the next room. The room where we normally do our webcasts from is right over there. And we've kind of moved over here in front of the beautiful Indian wooden doors that we have here. And thought we'd try it from a comfy, hello? Oh, hello. Can you hear it now?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, yeah. So anyways, we're set up in a new place, and I'm hoping that you can hear, yeah, don't worry about that. I'm hoping that you can hear the guitar well. I'm actually doing a different thing. This is one of my classical guitars that I don't normally play on a show because it hasn't been amplified. Hang on just a second. You take the headphones off and just don't worry about it because it's going out. So what I've actually got on here, there's a pickup built in. It's not even built in. It's made out of a piece of wood, but it's like a piezoelectric, and you just put it underneath the strings. You put it between the strings and the bridge and kind of wrap it in, plug it in, and it actually works pretty well. It's got a pretty nice sound. So that's kind of one of my new gizmos. One of the reasons I did that, I want to play some new things for you. I'm going to play some pieces on the classical guitar and on the lute in honor of one of my guitar heroes who passed away this past week, about a week ago, Julian Bream. Some of you may know of Julian Bream. If not, you should definitely look him up on Spotify or wherever you get your music. One of the most phenomenal guitar players of any kind to ever live. He really was a master. And almost single-handedly brought about a resurgence of playing of the Renaissance lute. And I have one here, in fact, and I'll play a few pieces on it for you in a bit once we get started. But I was reminded, too, of the time when I actually met Julian Bream in Cleveland, Ohio in 1973. I was working for Dick Lurie Guitar Studio in Cleveland Heights. And one of the things that Dick did, in addition to running a guitar shop and lessons and so forth, was he helped bring in guitarists for concerts. And so he had been partly responsible for bringing Julian Bream in, and in fact, the day after the show, he had to give him a ride to the airport. So Julian was supposed to meet him at the shop. Well, I was in the shop that morning when he walked in, and we had quite a collection of classical guitar music. So he and I chatted a little bit while he looked at our collection of guitar music. Then eventually Dick showed up, and off they went to the airport. But that was my thrill of getting to meet Mr. Julian Bream. Quite a phenomenal player of many, many different types, and huge repertoire that he's put out. So I thought I'd play a little classical piece for you that I first heard on a record of Julian Bream's many years ago in the early 70s. And when I was working at said guitar studio, Dick Lurie Guitar Studio, Dick was also my teacher. And one of the pieces that we worked on was this. And it's called Choros No. 1 by Hector Villalobos. And I will play that for you now. So, in honor of Julian Bream, Villalobos. So that is Choros number 1, also called Choros Típico, by the Brazilian composer Heitor Villa-Lobos. And that's by way of a little tribute to Julian Bream. So while I was going to college studying music, I became fascinated with early music and got myself a lute. This is a lute. It has many strings, as you can see. This particular lute, it's actually set up to be a 10-course lute. So what's a course? Well, I got a 12-string guitar here. It has courses as well. So when you have 2 strings that are played together as one, just like on a mandolin, you have 8 strings, but you really have 4, right? You have 4 pairs. So this has pairs of strings all the way from the bottom. And the upper ones are tuned in unisons, the lower ones are tuned in octaves. And the very first string is solo by itself. It's called the chanterelle, the singing string. So let me strap myself into this thing. And I'm going to lower the microphone, excuse the noise. All right. So there we are. Hey guys. So by the way, thank you all for being here tonight. We haven't done a show in a couple weeks now, so as you can see, my quarantine beard is moving along nicely. I'm somewhere between Jerry Garcia and Burl Ives at the moment, headed towards ZZ Top and Lee Sklar, if you know who Lee is. He's a Facebook friend of mine. So anyways, hope you're staying calm and staying cool and collected out there. It's a very warm day again here in San Diego. We've been having a lot of heat, as you know, here on the West Coast. I'm going to move this microphone in just a tad. The lute is a very quiet instrument, and as a result, and there's the sound of it. Let me pull up a piece here. Here, this is. I think this is the first piece that I learned. A little piece. These are all pieces by John Dowland. John Dowland was the most famous lutenist composer of the Elizabethan era, and wrote during that time. He wrote a lot of music for the lute. In fact, you might know that Sting did an album of John Dowland's lute music. So if you've ever seen Sting play the lute, he's doing some of these pieces and songs. So this is a simple little one that I hello? Okay. It's called Orlando Sleepeth. Okay. How about that? Okay. All right, here we go, guys. Here's a little lute piece for you. So there's a short little piece called Orlando Sleepeth. I've got a couple of other ones that I want to play for you here. I'm actually doing a little series of recordings of these pieces, just the pieces themselves, and I'm going to post these up on my website. So let me locate the next one. This next one is called What If a Day? And it actually comes from a song. This is just the instrumental version of it, but the song has lyrics that go something like, what if a day or a month or a year, and it's a love song about, describing your beauty and so forth. By the way, this has frets that are not nailed in like on a normal instrument, like on the normal steel string guitar or a 12-string guitar. They're made out of gut and they're tied on. In fact, there's a little knot here you can see. It's just tied all the way around. And they can, in fact, move, and you have to be careful because sometimes they move and you have to adjust them to put them in the right spot. So it's a very delicate instrument in a number of ways. All right, here's a piece called What If a Day? And the way this works, there are 3 sections to the piece. You'll hear the initial statement of the theme, which is sort of in chords, and then there's what we call divisions. In other words, he just kind of does little running things based on that same chord progression. And then you go on to the next section. So here is What If a Day by John Dowland. Well, if you're not wearing tights by now, I don't know what else will make you do that. I actually used to perform these pieces back when I was in college. And in fact, I played 1 year while I was teaching at the University of Akron. I played in a professional Renaissance consort, playing the lute and Baroque guitar. And we did a number of these pieces as well as songs, so that was kind of fun. Well, let me lay one more on you here. This is called A Coy Joy. I love the titles of these. A lot of times they're dedicated to royalty and so forth, as was the custom at the time, but sometimes they just have funny little names. So here we go, A Coy Joy. All right, there you go, short little piece. So I hope you've enjoyed the lute. It's one of those things that I enjoy pulling out once in a while and dusting off. It's just very pleasant, fun music to play, and it definitely requires an entirely different touch than the other instruments. So I hope you guys have enjoyed our little trip down Renaissance Lane there. And again, my tribute to the wonderful lutenist Julian Bream. I suppose the fellow who's the finest lutenist going these days is a fellow named Paul Odette, if you get a chance to listen to him. And I've actually had a good opportunity to sit and speak with Paul on a few occasions and hear him play. He's quite the scholar. He's actually the head of the early music program in the lute at the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York. So he's quite an accomplished musician. Well, something different, right? Let's take a look at the 12-string guitar here. And let's see. Let me put on my sparkly strap. And we're going to try out a few different things today. Let's see what we got. I'm going to move this microphone up so that I can use it for the vocals because the guitar has a pickup. There we go. Hello, hello. Ground control to Major Tom. Can you hear me? All right. So thank you guys, by the way, for showing up. I'm guessing that many of my friends who I saw online earlier today who said they would show up are here. So welcome. Linda Lewis, Patricia Austin, Ross R., Lana, Margolin, just all these wonderful people. Thank you guys for being here. All right, here's one I gave to my guitar classes this year, but I've never performed it myself. And I may be foolhardy to try it tonight, but what the heck? It's hot. You can blame the fever. This is a David Bowie song. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control. Your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made it great, and the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control, stepping the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today, for here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Though I've passed 100,000 miles, feeling very still, and I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. Ground control to Major Tom, you're ground control to Major Tom. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I sure did. That's the first time in my life I have ever performed that for people other than my guitar class. So thank you. Appreciate that. Hope you guys are having a good time out there. Hope you're staying cool. We actually do have the air conditioning on, so if you hear a low rumble in the background, that be what it is. All right, let's get it in tune a little bit. All right, guys, I got a Gordon Lightfoot song for you here. This is one of our favorites. I've had requests for this one, so I'm going to pull it out. This is, of course, a true story. This is an event that happened on the Great Lakes in, I think, 1976. And Mr. Gordon Lightfoot memorialized it in this song, and I'll sing it for you now. This is called The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagoonie. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. The load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned. Putting some turns with a couple steel ferns when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. And later that night when the ship bells rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and a wave broke over the railing. Every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain, the face of a hurricane west wind. Summertime came, the old cook came on deck, saying, fellas, it's too rough to feed ya. At 7 p.m. the main hatchway caved in. He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya. The captain wired in, we have water coming in, and the good ship and crew is in peril. Later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay. They'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the waves of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan streams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. Farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November, remember. In the musty old hall in Detroit they pray, in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. Legend lives on from the Chippewa down of the big lake they call Gitchigoonie. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early. Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So I guess you could say the 12-string is kind of like the lute, and it's got the double strings, right? But it's a steel string, so it's a whole different sound, very much a bigger sound. Well, how are we doing out there? Did you see our? No? Okay. Well, I hope you guys are there. I'll catch up with you later, by the way, when I see you online. So let's do something else that's kind of fun here on the 12-string. This song goes out to my dear friend and student, Linda Meeker. By the way, I am teaching guitar classes for free with the continuing education program, San Diego Community College. So just go San Diego Continuing Education, and if you find that, you can sign up as a student. It's free for anybody in San Diego. And I'm part of the Emeritus program, which means half my students are 55 or older. But I'm teaching guitar and ukulele 4 different days a week. In fact, I have a class going. So research that. If you have any questions, drop me a note. I'll be happy to give you more info about it. But yeah, I'd be happy to see some of you in class. But anyways, this goes out to Linda Meeker, who suggested we do this song, and in fact, we did so. We've added this to our repertoire in the guitar class. And it's a song by American songwriter named Townes Van Zandt, and it was made popular by a number of people, but especially I think Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard had a version of it. Poncho and Lefty. Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but a favorite one it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Sank into your dreams. was fast as polished steel. He wore his guns outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Poncho met his match, you know, in the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying word. That's the way it goes. All the federales say could have had him any day. They only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Well, let's tell how Poncho fell. Lefty's living in cheap hotels. Desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold. So the story ends, we're told. Poncho needs your prayers, it's true. Save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. All the federales say could have had him any day. They only let him go so long. Out of kindness, I suppose. A few great federales say we could have had him any day. We only let him go so long. Out of kindness, I suppose. All right, a little Poncho and Lefty. Sorry, guys, that was a slightly shortened version there. All right, let's move on. How about some original music? You guys want to hear a tune that I wrote? Let's put one of those on there. Yay, yay. Good. This is the, I think of this as the quarantine song. So this is my advice. If you're getting cabin fever or you're feeling like, oh man, I just want to go someplace, think of this song. Listen to this song. Sing this song to your sweetie, and you'll feel better about being at home. The time is feeling right. You snuggle up, hold me tight. Put on the music, turn down the lights. I'm glad we're staying home tonight. We've got everything we need. Let's see just where this leads. We'll take our time, that's not a crime. I'm glad we're staying home tonight. No place I'd rather be than in a cozy cottage with you. No one else pleases me quite the way you do. Don't need no telephone. Put out the cat and give the dog a bone. Pull down the shades, let's get this right. I'm glad we're staying home tonight. No place I'd rather be than in a cozy cottage with you. No one else pleases me quite the way you do. Well, the time is feeling right. You could snuggle up and hold me tight. Put on the music and turn down the lights. I'm glad we're staying home tonight. Yeah, we'll turn on the music, turn on the lights. I'm glad we're staying home. Yeah, we're staying home. Hallelujah, we're staying night. Hey, the sun just came out, guys. Did you see that? Wasn't that cool? Sunrise right here in my own living room. Hi, folks. Yeah, we had a light here that actually wasn't being used until Angie just flipped the switch. So now I feel like I'm lit up like a Christmas tree. Well, how are we doing? Let's find something else that's fun to play. I'm sorry? Oh, okay, you can turn it off. All right. All right, there was our experiment in lighting. Because we're losing the natural light as time goes on here, but that's okay, we still got enough light in the room. Okay, huh? Are you saying something to me? Hello? Oh, okay, I got you. She's just showing me the time. All right, I'll tell you what, let's do a Jackson Browne song. This is a song of his that I've much admired. Just like this. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I had forgot to do for you. And all the times I have a chance to. And I had a lover, but it's so hard to risk another these days. These days. Now if I seem to be afraid to live the life I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing so long. Well, I'll keep on moving on. Things are bound to be improving these days. One of these days. These days I'll sit on cornerstones and count the time in quarter tones to 10, my friend. Don't confront me with my fears, I had not forgotten them. Thank you, guys. Are y'all doing the wave out there? Or Lynchy's giving me indications of what I should think people are doing. So, oh, she's happy. She's clapping. She's she's doing air guitar licks on top of everything. Thank you, dear. Thank you. All right, let's do I tell you what, I've got an original song that I want to make sure I get in here. This goes out to Linda Lewis and several of my other friends who love this piece as I do. Play a 12 string, you got to do some yes or something, right? All right. This is I'm in Love with the Moon. I'm in love with the moon. She hears my sighs in the dead of night. Then she bathes me in her sweet light, and I am lost in a swoon. She will be with me soon. Wrapped in her cold, loving arms I'll be, lost in a wild lunar fantasy. My romance may be due. I'm in love with the moon. Tell me that you'll shine for only me. Show me that you'll light the way to find tranquility. Let me feel you in my heart, shine here in my eyes. Let us never be apart. When will you realize I'm in love with the moon? I'm in love with the moon. When will she finally notice me? My moon shadow is plain to see. I am singing her tune. She will be with me soon. Wrapped in her cold, loving arms I'll be, lost in a wild lunar fantasy. My romance may be due. I'm in love with the moon. Tell me that you'll shine for only me. Show me that you'll light the way to find tranquility. Let me feel you in my heart and shine here in my eyes. Let us never be apart. When will you realize I'm in love with the moon? I'm in love with the moon. I'm in love with the moon. I'm in love with the moon. Well, I'm in love with the moon because it's going to cool us off, right? The sun is too hot these days. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's one of my original tunes here. Let me do another song from the great Willie Nelson. This is one that he wrote and has been recorded by lots of people over the years, including, of course, a well-known recording by Patsy Cline. You'll know the song. Crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted. And then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. worry. Why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world did I do? I'm crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying, I'm crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world did I do? I'm crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying, I'm crazy for crying, crazy for loving you. Well, there you go. Thank you. Approximate. I had to throw in a wrong note there, just wake everybody up, so hope you appreciate that. Well, got a few more tunes to do. I don't know what you guys would like to hear. I should open the request line, right? Let's see here. Let's see what else we've got in our bag of tricks. We may have exhausted a lot of them. Okay, let me ask my dear wife, do you have a request? Huh? Bohemian Heart. Okay, let's see if we can do that on this guitar. I think it requires perhaps a capo. So let me introduce this song a little bit. This is a song that I wrote a few years ago. Inspired, believe it or not, by driving down the road and being behind a bread truck, because the name of the company is Bohemian Heart. You may have seen that in your local grocery store, I don't know. But it gave me the inspiration to write a song called Bohemian Heart. What's a Bohemian Heart? Bohemians are free spirits, right? Somebody who wants to just like hang out in coffee houses, beatniks. So I figured Follow Your Bohemian Heart is a good entreaty for cubicle dwellers, which are all working from home these days. So, all right. So here we go. This is my tune, Bohemian Heart. 6 a.m. Pour a cup of courage and set out to face the day. Just another deal with the devil. Well, sometimes it feels that way. There's a dim memory you can sometimes see, comes and goes like the phases of the moon. When it waxes strong, your heart still longs for life that's true and free. Bohemian heart, trapped in a 9 to 5. You play your part, struggle to survive. But somewhere deep inside, a little voice whispers it's never too late to start or break these chains. the obligations of living had their way. Love was more important, music held a magic, made you feel that way. Somehow you lost a dream, and now it seems the truth is hiding behind the moon. But late at night comes that moonlight, your dream's still calling you. Bohemian heart, trapped in a 9 to 5. You play your part, struggle to survive. But somewhere deep inside, a little voice whispers it's never too late to start. Oh, break these chains, follow your bohemian heart. Oh, the path's never taken, they're waiting for you now. Oh, the dreams forsaken, they're calling to you now. Bohemian heart, trapped in a 9 to 5. You play your part, struggle to survive. But somewhere deep inside, a little voice whispers it's never too late to start. Or break his chains, follow your bohemian heart. Oh, break his chains, follow your bohemian heart. And the crowd goes wild. I got a cheering section here at home. Well, guys, the hour went way too fast. I have so much more music in me. So come to my website, ronfranklinmusic.com, and soon there will be a lot of stuff up on my YouTube site as well, working on doing some recordings. So thank you all for being with me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the lute and the 12-string guitar and my classical guitar. Don't forget there is a tip jar, and you all are more than welcome. You've seen that on screen, so Venmo and or PayPal. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to write back real time because we're doing from a different location, so we don't have access to seeing everybody. But thank you all for being here. Love you all, and we'll see you next Saturday. All right, I'll have another show for you, so I'll bring out something new and different for that too. I'll let you figure out what that is when we get there. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Love you all. Take care. Stay safe out there. See you next week. This is like at the Democratic convention where it's like, is the camera still on?